Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to have a watercoloring video and we're going to be using the Arteza Expert watercolor paper and Arteza watercolors, and I've already filled my pans and swatched them out, and I'm going to be using set 1 and set 2 today because I am going to take this stamp set. Is by Simon Says Stamp. So beautiful. It is really kind of more spring looking flowers, but I am going to color them in fall colors and make it a fall themed card. So I am going to stamp this and heat emboss it with this Nouveau Classic Gold embossing powder, and then we'll come back and we'll get started watercoloring. Okay, I've got it taped down to my glass mat, and I've got a paper towel, I've got water, I've got 2 of my Arteza water brushes, and they are filled with water. One of them's a little bit bigger head, one of them's a little bit more pointy head. Right now I can't seem to find my fine tip one. Don't know where it's gone to. Okay, so I am going to start with laying in some color for the sky, and then we'll do the underlaying color for the ground. And so I got my water flowing in my brush, and I'm just going to lay down some water just kind of loosely around the images, and not too much water. You just want to have the paper just a little shiny. You don't want it to pool or anything. Okay. Let's see, I think I'm going to go a little bit further down here too. Okay, and so now I'm going to take, I think this is called Stone Blue. Just going to get some of it in my palette here. And I'm just going to drop it in and basically just kind of let the water carry it. May not have gotten enough water. It's just something you got to play with your paper, you know, to see what is a good amount of water to be able to just drop color in and let it do its thing. Get some more color in my palette, and I think I'm going to go back with this brush. Oops, that was probably too much water. There you can see how it is wicking, and that's kind of what I was looking for. So then I will again add more water. And then add more color and just let it wick out. Okay, I'm going to continue on with that and then I'll be back. Okay, I got the sky all done, and now I'm going to do the same thing with the bottom and some olive green. And we will be trimming this down, so yeah, just a little bit more water. Don't want any harsh edges. Okay, we'll let that dry and we'll be back. I'm going to start laying in some color in the flowers. So I'm going to pick a kind of an orangey yellow. Just going to pick all what looks like to me fall colors. If I need to test, I'm going to just use a spare piece of the paper to do that. So while we're painting, I got the Arteza 60 set, and they are extremely affordable watercolors. But this weekend, which if you're watching as when I post this, it's the weekend of October 30th, 2020, that Arteza is running 20% off this weekend. So the 30th through the 1st. And I will have a link down below to Arteza's site if you're interested in looking at any new art supplies. Okay, I think I want to do like this dark deep red. I think it looks really pretty. So just going to paint on the underside. Of these. Then I'm going to come back with another color and blend. And let's see. Let's do this flower right here. It's pretty dramatic. A lot of little holes. So let me fill this in, and then I will come back and we'll do the next layer of color in these. Okay, I added some darks into all the petals. I went in and darkened these up. I didn't like how light that was. So now I'm going to go back in with a light color and blend it in. Okay, and I'm just going to do that for all the flowers, and then we'll come back. Okay, now we're going to come back and do the centers to the flowers. And I'm just going to lay down some dark brown towards the bottoms. Like so. And then I'm going to come back with the lighter brown and drop it in and just let the two mix. And I'm going to do that for the rest of the centers. Okay, I've got that done. Now I'm just going to lay in some different greens, and then we'll add some lighter greens. And I'll do that until I'm done. Okay, now that everything is colored and dried and I trimmed it down, I'm going to add some fun details. So I'm going to take this Sakura Sparkle Gellyroll pen and this yellow, and I'm just going to try and fill in these little dots on these little flowers. Yeah, that filled in good. And then I'll do the centers on that flower. And then we'll work on some white pen detail. That worked. Okay. You know, first before we do that, I think I'm going to take this Glaze pen. Let me try. Yeah, this looks good on the browns. So I think I'm going to just do some little kind of check marks. They'll give some interest to the centers of the flowers, and this is a glaze pen, so it'll give a little bit of texture too, because these stay kind of raised. On these small ones, I'm just going to do some dots. Okay, now while that dries, I'm going to take not a 5, or my 10, yes, my Gellyroll 10, and we're going to do just some highlights. I'm going to turn my paper. Just some highlights. Where the lightest part, where it would catch some sun, or just to add some detail, just to add some accents. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. So I will add this to a card base and I'll be back. Okay, so here is our finished card front. I put foam adhesive on the back. I've cut a very thin layer from this copper Tim Holtz metallic Kraft watercolor paper, or craft paper cardstock. And then this is from the Echo Park new fall collection. So we will start by, oh, and then the sentiment from the stamp set, I just used that same embossing powder and embossed it on some Neenah Desert Storm, and I've got some foam tape behind that as well. So let's just get this peeled off. You know what, I am going to use a trick that I learned from Amy Rasabi, Amy R. If you don't follow her on YouTube, you should. She's fabulous. And she puts glue on the back of her foam to give her wiggle time to get things properly lined up. So I think that's a brilliant idea when you're trying to do something where you have just a very small little border. So let's see how this works. And I didn't get it everywhere. Maybe put some more on that leading edge there so I can get it lined up good. Oh, I didn't do it still. I cut it very close, so it's a very thin border. Just going to take a baby wipe and wipe that glue up that I got right there on the edge of that. Well, it looks like I didn't cut my metallic paper exactly square. Let me straighten that up and I'll be back. Okay, I got that trimmed up and I got that adhered to my card base. And I think this would make a lovely birthday card. You can put on the inside, happy birthday, because it's just going to have "You are so beautiful" on the outside. So I think it would make a lovely birthday card. Or you just, you know, thankful anything for this time of year. Just a thinking of you. You could do a thinking of you on the inside. I'm going to put my glue back on my adhesive because I've been forgetting that every so often. I get busy with the video and then I forget. Okay, so now we're just going to pop the cinnamon up and that will finish this card. I think I'm going to just do it down along this bottom edge here. And you know what? Maybe we will add some sparkle to this. Just a light wash of the Spectrum Noir clear sparkle overlay, just to give that a little something something more. It has to shine from the embossing, but this will add a little more interest to that. And there we go. So if you are a fan of Arteza craft products, artist products, please visit their website. You'll get 20% off this weekend. Thanks for watching and we'll see you soon in the next video.